I screwed up. Hold on. When did I upload? There it is. There's that. Okay. Who am I casting? I think it's Thomas versus. I want to say it's Sidewinder, right? Yes. Twitch link. Stop Twitch, don't do that. Alright, there we go. Got that. I am casting Thomas versus Sidewinder. Chaos. Here. Wait. There we go. Okay. I'll give people a second to hop in to see the cast, and then we'll get started here. I forgot to fill up on water and stuff. It should be fine. Alright. I've already casted this game. I've casted this opener. This will be the third time casting the opener, and then this will be my second time casting the game. Because the second time, like the last 5 minutes, I had my mic muted. It's really sad. So yeah, I'll try to have the excitement I had the first time I casted the game, but we'll see. Alright, in the south, playing as Soviets, we have Thomas. And in the north, playing as Sidewinder, we have... Sorry, in the north, playing as OKW, we have Sidewinder. We have an instant lock-in of Shock Rifle Frontline Tactics. The commander options for Sidewinder are going to be Grand Offensive, Scavenge, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces. We have 2 cons instantly going to be locked in for Thomas here.
Fresh conscripts have arrived. This is our sector now.
I think I would like to see Scavenge from Sidewinder. I think some interesting going on here would be Scavenge with the Ostwind spam. That's personally what I would do. But unfortunately, we have a lock-in of Grand Offensive. So we'll probably be seeing some Panzer Fusiliers, maybe the Panzer Commander later on, and if we're lucky, the Tiger, but we'll have to see. Each side has their fuel at around the same time. We have a nice sandbag coming down from Thomas, which, does not look like it can be used by a Sidewinder, which is pretty much what you want your sandbags. Being able to have green cover while your enemy doesn't is always nice to have.
We have it. Fresh conscripts have arrived. That was not so hard.
Looks like we're going to have our first engagement in the south here.
We have taken it.
Yep, the conscripts are caught out in the open. They're going to turn around and show their backs, and then they're going to change their positioning because Thomas realizes he has a second squad of cons. They're going to walk in, but the Storm Pioneers are going to force them off the soon-to-be green cover, and they are now just going to get shot in the back. All right, they're going to get into that yellow cover. They're going to turn around. This third conscript is going to turn the flow of the battle towards Thomas's favor. The Volks are going to back off. The Storm Pioneers are going to leave. The Volks are going to take a lot of volleys from the cons, but manage to not lose any models. They sneak under the bridge there. We have Sidewinder going in on Thomas's cutoff. We have some Panzer Fusiliers out, capping in the north. Tommy's coming down with the combat engineers. We have a squad of combat engineers and conscripts engaging the Volksgrenadiers here. These Volksgrenadiers are going to be in trouble, and Sidewinder is going to retreat them. But they have already achieved their objective, which is to get the cutoff there. Volk's Grenadiers getting dangerously low here, despite not dropping any models. They get out of there without losing any models somehow. What? Interesting. A second Panzer Fusilier out from Sidewinder. I'm guessing because he dropped the many crates, we're going to see a mechanized there. Imagine so you can get the Puma to counter the T-70 that Thomas should be teching for, but Thomas does not have tier 2 or 3 out. Panzer Fusiliers are going to force back the combat engineers. These 3 models of cons aren't going to really be able to hold back the Panzer Fusiliers for long. Another engagement here. Panzer Fusiliers are going to charge in across open ground. The flamethrower is going to get good health damage, but it's going to be forced back by the Folks and Storm Pioneers. Conscript's getting dangerously low here. Combat engineers are going to be forced back as well. Is that only a single window? Yeah, not the exact most efficient house for Sidewinder to use.
Supply half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
Enemy forces are capturing
Tier 2 coming out from Thomas. Barbed wire going down to block the cover on mid. The cutoff, yet again, being taken by Sidewinder. Thomas is on the back foot here.
We are losing territory.
He's losing his fuel as well. Storm Pioneers are looking to shred the combat engineers. Oh, nice merge from Thomas. It's going to keep them on the field. A stun nade. It's going to stun both the cons and the combat engineers. Combat engineers getting dangerously low. It looks like they might just... Oh! They don't quite get out of there.
Enemy has killed another infantry squad.
But it looks like Thomas is going to be able to force back Sidewinder here. But not after losing combat engineers with the flamethrower, which is a very costly mistake by Thomas.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Sidewinder is going to cap in the south. Thomas is just going to wait for the fuel to decap on its own rather than putting his combat engineers on it. We have battle headquarters coming out from Sidewinder, not mechanized. An interesting decision there. Panzer Fusiliers are going to retreat at the first sign of cons.
Command half-track has been permanently established as a static post.
We're going to have a Zis gun in build from Thomas here. Yeah, it was a very late tier 1 from Sidewinder. That's why I thought he was going mechanized, because he took so long to get it. We have a flat cap track in build, and we already have the AT gun being built by Thomas, so that's good reactionary. Well, prediction by Thomas there. Storm Pioneers in the house. Gonna engage 2 squads of conscripts, and it's gonna be the most exciting gameplay of all time, as one expects from house gameplay. We have 2 Volks now going to come in. The Storm Pioneers are actually going to lose a fight to Khan somehow, and they're going to be forced back. Double squads of Volks looking to engage the conscripts here. Lava Nade going to come out, going to force back the conscripts earlier than... I don't know why Sidewinder spent the 30 munitions there. Or is it 25? No, it's 30. We have some mines coming down from Tomy. Sidewinder's looking to take mid. A tripwire flare is going to reveal these Volks Grenadiers in the south. But unless Tomy had the memory of a goldfish, he would already know they were there. Black half track's going to set up mid here.
Target secure. Area secure.
An anti-tank gun has taken the field.
Khan's going to engage these Volk Grenadiers in the south. Single model's going to go down. Second squad of Volks is going to reinforce the Khans. The Khans are going to need backup, otherwise they're just going to lose this fight. Speaking of reinforcements, the flak half track is going to come and it's going to start shredding those conscripts. We have some conscripts on the flank, but it doesn't matter as the flak gun spins the main gun on it and is able to suppress, but the 18-8 goes out anyways. This gun connects somehow. Shock troops are going to force back 2 squads of Volks. And then they're going to head for the VP, it looks like. No, they changed their mind. The Zis gun is going to go for the capture point. We have Khans moving mid. Flak half trek is in a dangerous position. Meanwhile, Sidewinder is able to take the top VP. I don't know what that interaction was. It was almost like it was inside the AoE, so it doesn't. I don't know. It's like sometimes if you actually have 2 tanks stacked on top of each other, the 160 damage will be dealt to both, which is the funniest thing in the world. Especially if it's not happening to you. Thomas's fuel is threatened again. Some Khans are looking to try to deal with it, but G43s on those Panzer Fusiliers is going to cause quite a bit of damage to the conscripts. And Sidewinder gets the decap and then instantly heads on out of there. We do have conscripts on the flank, so they're able to drop the model. They're not going to be able to do much beyond that because they're conscripts. You have shock troops heading north. Sidewinder's looking to take the south. Black half track is roaming mid. We have a rack out to deal with the non-existent T-70. Black half track is really worried about that Zis gun. Smoke coming out from the shock troops to try to hide from the black half track. Zis gun gonna cloak and look to take out the black half track. Shock troops are gonna cause terror among the Panzer Fusiliers, which is gonna force them back. The Storm Pioneers are a little bit more calm and collected.
Panzer IV commanders are now authorized to call in artillery fire.
Managing to get some good bleed on the shock troops. Black half track gonna suppress those combat engineers. You have an engagement in the north. Panzer Fusiliers with some conscripts just walking past. That's a lot of bleed that Thomas did not need. We have a retreat from Thomas. I don't know if that was intentional. We have double Volks going to shred these conscripts here. And it looks like Thomas is on full retreat here. Panzer Fusiliers are going to snipe some models from the AT gun here. We have Tier 3 finally coming out from Thomas, just a couple of minutes late. Cutoff is going to be taken by Sidewinder here. Thomas is on the back foot here. He's going to have to do something drastic here to change his fate. It looks like Sidewinder is going to be looking to tech Tier 4. Yeah, Zis gun gets connection on the flak half track. Sidewinder's taking the north. Panzer Fusiliers are going to force off the Khans there. Another squad of Khans is looking to secure the VP. Unfortunately, they're going to run into the Panzer Fusiliers and are going to get shredded, and they're going to also be forced back. Thomas looks like he's going to be able to get his cutoff back. Fuel being threatened. Shock troops are looking to engage. Shock troops are going to shred the Panzer Fusiliers. We have Volks and Panzer Fusiliers going to engage some combat engineers at long range. We have shock troops on the flank, though. Going to force off the Volks Grenadiers. Flak half tracks looking to respond. It's kind of in a dangerous position because it has had no repairs. It's going to engage the shock troops. Thomas is looking to sneak in. Gets the shot off, and bam! Down goes the flak half track. Well done by Thomas. Is this barrage coming out? Not being very effective. Anyways, regardless, despite that poor Zis barrage, the shock troops and the conscripts are going to be able to force back the squad. The flak half track, or the flak Panzer headquarters, is going to force back the shock troops. Sidewinder, you should have just repaired it. It's that simple. Just like a second of repairs and it would have been fine. Anything that's ever one-tapped, I always repair it just a little bit, just to put it back in the field. Greed is good. Just repair, just win. Yeah, just win. STG Volks out in the open against conscripts here in yellow cover with their 7-man upgrade. And these other cons backing them up. That Volks Grenadier is going to be forced back. Lava Nade coming out. Jeff claims to remember this game, even though he's not in it. So that's an interesting situation. Panzer Fusiliers are going to engage the combat engineers here. Looking to get into that green cover behind the flipped over car. Speaking of cars, look, a boat. Look, a boat. This is more important than casting. This boat here. Why is my camera not cooperating? I can't go any lower. I didn't know you could go under the bridge. I didn't pay attention the first time I casted this. I didn't realize there was that you could go under the bridge. I thought that was really cool. I don't think it was relevant at all, but it was really cool. MG34 is going to force back the cons and combat engineers here. Thomas is able to secure the north. The shock troops are going to force back the storm pioneers. See, now the arrow keys are going to work. Okay, we'll go back to this. Watch this game live on Discord. That doesn't happen, Jeff. That never happens. We have a excellent play from Sidewinder where he is scavenging his flak hack track. The ML League should take notes. Most players don't do that, and they're big nubs. Sidewinder should be an ML, not the players that are. Anyways, I just find that funny. Where I was watching some of the tournaments and I'd see the stuff get destroyed and it's like, okay, scavenge. You're just standing there, scavenge it. It just never happened. It's very depressing. All right, 7-man cons moving into the south, going to engage some Panzer Fusiliers, and they're going to use the house as a site blocker from the MG34. Well done by Thomas. He's going to engage the Panzer Fusiliers here, and they're going to be forced back because the MG34 is not supporting them. And if he plays this right, he oh, the Panzer Fusiliers go down. Well done. He was using the yellow cover here. He wasn't actually in the yellow cover, but he was using it to get the 30% weapon cooldown, which is nuts on conscripts. Like, anyone with a cover bonus, even if the cover's the wrong way, you pretty much always just want to be in cover. Because you're still getting the bonuses even if it's facing the wrong way. Yeah, it's so stupid. It's part of the reason why late game Royal Engineers are hilarious, because of all the creators. You always getting that 40% increased DPS that no one expects, or you sprint at people with the yellow cover. We have the KVA out from Thomas, and it's going to force back 2 squads of Volks Grenadiers on its own. An interesting decision. We have a Panzer IV up in the north, going to look to engage some conscripts here. It's going to miss. It's going to try to crush them. He doesn't succeed. He does get another model drop though. And the cons are going to be forced back. Meanwhile, the KVA is looking to force back the Raketenwerfer and is now switching, trying to deal with the Schwer headquarters. Good connection from the Panzer IV, but it also gets connected on. Panzer IVJ is going to miss on the shock troops. Rack is going to set up here. Going to look to get a connection. Does not make the connection. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sidewinder likes the KV-8. I mean, look at this. I'm sure he's appreciating it. Thomas manages to destroy his own cover. Not the optimal pathing there.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Panzer IV is looking to threaten mid by taking out his own sandbags. This gun's going to connect on the Panzer IV yet again. Some strange pathing from these conscripts as 3 models are not firing. So not exactly the best positioning there. Panzer Fusilier is going to be engaging here. Double Rack's going to be out for Sidewinder here. Panzer IV J is going to back up here. He's going to be paranoid about the Zis gun. It doesn't want to suffer the same fate as the flak half track.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Sidewinder is looking to take his own munitions while these engagements happen in the mid. 1 squad of cons is going to be forced off. We have double Zis guns from Thomas. Both going to be cloaked. KV-8 going to look for some fun. And it's look like it's going to barbecue as Panzer Fusiliers, but it's going to run into double racks, and it's going to be forced back. We're looking for Sidewinder's looking for snares. He doesn't see them, but I mean that's not helpful when you're running directly at a tank. Usually people can see that you're looking to snare. Shock troops using the side blocker are going to shred these Volksgrenadiers here. Going to force them back after they get the nade off. Are they going to get the wipe? No. Tommy's too cowardly to chase. He had plenty of time to chase before he ran into the flak HQ. I guess he didn't know where the MG34 was. KV-8 under repairs. Panzer IV J looking mid. Gonna look to engage the conscripts here. 18-8 coming out. A waste of munitions as the Zis gun misses. We have double cons moving mid. This is trash. Ober's coming out from Sidewinder a little late. Oh yeah, that was something I forgot. I was pointing out last game, but I forgot to point out, or last time I was casting this. Sidewinder floating a ton of resources. Just all game. Camo bonus still misses. What even is the camo bonus? Hey Dan. Like it gets an icon, but it's, you don't get a description. 20% accuracy in pen. Dude, 20% pen is nuts. And 20% accuracy. That should pretty much always hit. Except at like max range. But that 20% pen's actually kind of nuts. Volksgrenadiers in an unfavorable position here, having to deal with 2 7-man cons. KV-8 is garbage. I changed my mind, Jeff. Look at this. It's got 9 kills. Look at that, 10 kills. Its presence is a lot more intimidating, and it does good health damage, but a Brun Boy or something else would be better. A Maxim is out for Tomy. Sidewinder is about to be triple capped here. He's going to have to do something to change his fate. We have a Zis barrage, and we have infrared STGs for the Obers, which is an interesting decision, to say the least. Shock troops going to run into the Obers here. They're going to look to wipe the Zis gun, but they're not going to succeed as they run into a Maxim. Bounce from the Zis gun. Cover's going to be down for those cons. That's going to be very bad for them. No longer getting that combat bonus. We have conscripts up in the north doing who knows what. A nade looking to come out from the cons. Other squad of cons is going to be forced back. The Panzer IV is going to be snared. Looks like Sidewinder's going to have to change. He's going to have to do something to break through these. Perhaps not constantly pushing into the KV-8 is an option. But it looks like he's going to look to go into the KV-8 yet again. Rakettenwerfers are going to set up looking for the KV-8. KV-8 is going to use the sight blocker, which is going to force the Rackets to move closer. They're going to set up and only one of them will get a shot off. Conscripts and combat engineers looking to engage these Panzer Fusiliers. Combat engineers getting kind of low. Nice nade. Well, I shouldn't call it a nice nade. I thought that was a lava nade. I was like, okay. But these guys don't throw enough nades, so I'm just retarded. Anyways, Panzer Fusiliers are going to be forced back. The KV-8 is going to look to force back the Volksgrenadiers, getting Vet 2, which is going to make it more mobile. And now it's going to look to deal with the the MG along with the Volks. Volks are going to look to snare. Very brave of them, and they're going to be forced back. Combat engineer is going to head on out. Panzer IV going to look for the KV-8. Going to run into a Zis gun. Instantly going to back up. We have a smoke drop coming in to deal with the Maxim. Volks Ober is going to look to flank. Gonna run into shock troops though, and some conscripts. They're gonna head right back into that smoke. Panzer IV-J is going to engage cons. Volks in trouble here. They managed to get out with one model. And it looks like Thomas is going to have Sidewinder triple capped yet again. Sidewinder has the fuel to change his fate, but he is running out of time. I think he's greeting for a Tiger here. But with a triple cap on him, he doesn't really have the time, and almost, or less than 100 VP soon. I don't think he has the time for a Tiger.
100 points remain. He organized the assault.
Meanwhile, Thomas is going to have the resources for his IS-2, and out comes the IS-2 from Thomas. This is really bad news for Sidewinder. KV-8's going to push into the Panzer headquarters here. Racks are going to start connecting, getting some pens. KV-8's going to be forced back. Looks like Sidewinder has decided that north is the better thing, since KV-8 is in fact not in the north. It cannot be everywhere. This gun's going to be forced back. Panzer IV is going to be able to move up a bit uncontested, except he has to worry about the second AT gun, which is not facing the right way. First, this gun's going to set up, and it's instantly going to get decrewed. Smoke drop. IS-2 incoming. Lucky pen from the Panzer IV, which isn't going to matter with how much health IS-2 has. IS-2 is going to rotate. Looking to finish off the Panzer IV, and bam! Down goes the Panzer IV. And Sidewinder throws in the towel. Game 1 goes to Thomas. Well fought. I think Sidewinder got a little too greedy there, especially at the end. But yeah. On to game 2, and then I don't know what I'm going to cast. I will take recommendations from chat. I can go to bed now. Yes, that's sleepy time. Yeah, I cast when all of you guys are sleeping pretty much. It's freaking hilarious. Alright, and game 2. Oh, we have UKF and OKW. Oh boy, yes. Have a good night, Tommy. Yeah, no problem. I meant to cast some of your games way earlier, but real life happened, so I was unfortunately unable to. I'll upload these to YouTube soon, so if you want to watch them, you can. Okay. All right. Game 2, we have in the south, playing as UKF, we have Sidewinder. In the north, playing as OKW, we have Thomas. We have an instant lock-in of Fortifications Doctrine. That's what I like to see, Thomas. He's maybe taking he's taking notes from Tightrope, and you saw him doing those flak emplacement builds, and he's like, I'm going to do that too. I doubt that's what's going to happen, but it'd be funny. Anyways, for commander choices for Sidewinder here, we got Royal Artillery Regiment, Mobile Assault Regiment, and Royal Engineer Regiment. Actually, don't know which one we'll see this game. We have some pretty standard bulletins with Thomas going with Ironhide, which is an excellent bulletin for the Panzer IV-J, especially if you plan on spamming them. Some sandbags going down on the cutoff here. He could have built them on the fuel as well, because fuel takes so long to cap. But he gets 2 caps off almost simultaneously. We have some Volks coming out. Pretty standard builds so far, pretty standard openers. Nothing crazy yet. We have Thomas now trying to engage in conversation. Yeah, it's a nice green spot in the card. He's talking about this from last game. We have our first engagement. Volks Grenadiers caught out making sandbags against infantry section. Well, look here, Dan. Not everyone can see all the games live. What games have you not seen live? Because I'll cast that next. So I don't have to hear, oh, I've already seen this. Oh, well, thank you. I haven't seen it. It wasn't casted. Cole versus I think somebody else is casting that. Oh, Sidewinder, you didn't see it live? I think you did. I mean, believe it or not, I think you did see it live. I think you were playing live. No one cares loud. My moderator's being mean to Twitch chat. Winks behave. I'll take away your moderator role if you bully Twitch chat too much. That's my job to bully them. Oh, for a second there, I thought my stream was about to die. The encoding turned red. I freaked out. Anyways, we have a UC out from Sidewinder. He's looking to engage the Storm Pioneers, which are in green cover. He's bullying me. I don't think Dan was bullying me. Weeks later in the tournament, I get to face Dan, so he will be the one being bullied. Volks Grenadier standing out in the open here. Wow. We have a fight in the Twitch chat. Some Volks Grenadiers are going to be forced back. Some other Volks Grenadiers are going to probably be forced back as well, as these infantry sections have taken no damage and they're shredding those Volks Grenadiers. Yeah, 3 viewers, 2 of the 3 are fighting. Awesome. I love you guys. Thank you for making this community feel alive. You should have seen when I was casting Colville versus Barter. That was pretty funny too.
Go ahead. An infantry section of Tomy's has been trained.
Some more infantry sections for Sidewinder. Still no commander lock-in. We have, I imagine it's going to be mechanized to deal with the potential AEC and the early Cromwell. That or maybe he's just going to bite the bullet and go flak half track. From Thomas, we have some sandbags going down in the north. We have a Volks blob coming in mid. Infantry section's going to be caught out. And they're going to be forced back. Infantry sections are finally going to look to get, or Sidewinder's going to look to finally secure his munitions. He is cutting off Thomas's fuel yet again, like last game, and it's going to be forced back though, unfortunately. Unable to finish the sandbag, and not able to get the cap off either. Oh, we have the Wasp upgrade from the Universal Carrier. Okay. I appreciate you, Sidewinder. Yeah, I think he's having KV-8 flashbacks though, after game 1.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
All right, Thomas is looking to take the south. And it looks like Sidewinder is going to have the north here. Oh, Volk's Grenadier is going to be caught out. Going to take some good health damage. Get some mines coming down. Infantry section is going to be forced to stop the sandbags they're building yet again. Volk's going to head on back. Does this count as cover? Like, I see the yellow indicator, but I wonder if that's actually cover. That's a weird angle. It looks like Thomas, or no, that's Sidewinder. Sidewinder is looking to secure the cutoff yet again. Volks and Storm Pioneers are going to look to engage. Going to head through the fence, but they're going to get caught out by the Wasp here. Going to take some good health damage, but I think there's just too many squads for the Wasp to deal with alone. One squad of Volks is going to be forced back. Infantry section has a sort of risky retreat path, but the Wasp is going to protect it. Infantry section is going to push in. He's going to look to threaten the cutoff some more. A rack is already built for Thomas, which should help deal with his Universal Carrier. If he gets a good first hit off and some small arms fire, it can go down, but Sidewinder was able to spot the rack and almost safely navigate. Storm Pioneers were going to be forced back, so are the Volks Grenadiers. Thomas is on the back foot in game 2 as well as he was in game 1. We're going to have to see how he gets out of this situation. Volks Bob going to look to deal with the infantry section here. Yeah, bye Dan. Lavanade coming out. Going to force off the infantry section. Wasp getting greedy yet again. It looks like Sidewinder will secure double munitions. And he's now going to look for the fuel. Destroy cover, destroying some nice green cover. Very broken ability. Royal Engineers not going to win this mid-range engagement fight. I know that's a shock, but Rack going to look to deal with this green cover here. And it's going to take out the sandbags. Royal Engineers are going to be forced back. Infantry section on the north is going to look to rotate mid. Oh, no, it's just going to retreat after seeing the Storm Pioneers. Looks like the rack is now just on permanently going to destroy cover. Universal Carrier is going to look to deal with the Storm Pioneers who don't have a snare, so they have no real solution to deal with this Universal Carrier here. And they're going to instantly retreat. Vet 2 for the Universal Carrier, which increasing accuracy isn't very useful, but burst length it probably is.
We're losing a capture point.
STG Volk's going to charge into the infantry section here. The other squad is just going to build sandbags, which I'm not sure that's the right play there. Flame is going to drop a model, and it's going to force the Volks back there. Sandbags still in build. Infantry section engaging STG Volks at medium range. And it looks like STG Volks are going to have the advantage thanks to the fact that the infantry section is only in yellow cover. But the Wasp is going to scare off the Volks there. We have an mid engagement. This is not going to go well for the Volksgrenadiers here. More destroy cover. Gonna look to deny Thomas as much cover as possible. You have infantry section looking to secure their southern territory point. Thomas is finally going to be able to re-secure his munitions. We have a Volksblog coming in mid. Universal carrier is dangerously low. This is still green cover somehow. Okay. Volk's gonna get a lot of model drops. 2 more squads of infantry sections coming in. We have 5 man. The rack manages to just damage their own sandbags. And then mid. That should have hit a model. A mine step on by the infantry sections trying to flank the rack and are going to be forced back. Volksgrenadiers getting dangerously low here. Their own cover being destroyed by the Raketenwerfer. And rack is going to get another miss. Storm Pioneers going to look to run into the infantry section here. The infantry section is going to be forced back. What the fuck was that? Lavanade going to force back the infantry section. And actually he's going to burn 2 models. Thomas going to look to deny these sandbags. It looks like Thomas has recovered from his early game blunders. Sidewinder does have access to his tier 3. He does not have the fuel though for a Cromwell yet. Thomas still hasn't tech tier 4. He has the fuel to do so. He has the fuel to buy both a flak half-track and tech up, but he has done neither. I mean, he doesn't have the manpower for the flak half-track yet. But it would be a little late to get the flak half-track now. The Wasp originally burning nothing and then rotating targets, that was interesting. My frames are dying. A rack misses on the universal carrier. MG34 is going to suppress those infantry section, which is going to allow the SDG folks to force them off. Royal Engineer is going to engage at medium range with SDG Volks. It's not going well for them. Vickers is going to be out for Sidewinder, but it's going to instantly get flanked and going to be forced back.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
MG34 going to A move and then set up. We have a smoke drop coming in from Sidewinder.
Supply line's been cut.
Lavanade coming out, going to force them off the yellow, but somehow these guys are still getting yellow despite standing in the middle of nowhere. Why is this yellow? Look at this. What is this? What is this? Explain this to me. How is this yellow? There's nothing there. Whatever. Volks are going to be forced back. Looks like the infantry section. The grass is really tall. Yeah. Like, look, this is tall grass. And it's actually just a crater like this. There's actually just supposed to be a crater decal there, and it's just not.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Thomas looking to take a territory point up in the north. We have an engagement mid. Double infantry sections against the Storm Pioneer and an MG34. I want to say this is in favor of the MG. However, a Cromwell is out on the field as Thomas is now looking to tech tier 4. And he's going to look to force back the MG. And it's going to succeed. Oh, decent hit on the Storm Pioneers there. And then he's going to leave. Cromwell's going to miss its first shot. Right on the Volks there.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
We have our first AT gun from Sidewinder. And the Schwer is finally going to go down. He's still going to need to upgrade it.
Aufgepasst. The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
Oh, smoke coming down on the house. Gonna force the Volks out. Cromwell gonna engage in the south. The house is gonna go down here, it looks like. Yep, house goes down. Storm Pioneer's gonna look to catch out the MG, but they themselves are in a bit of trouble thanks to the Cromwell. Cromwell taking some weird pathing. Vickers getting dangerously low here. It's probably going to be able to get out, though. Wasp still alive. Alright, Tier 4 completed completely by Thomas.
Point secured. Taking effective fire.
Volks Grenadier is going to get very low. Rack is going to get a connection. Sidewinder is going to chase these Volks all the way back to base, it looks like. Just needs one more good hit. Doesn't get it. Is he going to chase? He gives up. Wasp sitting here out in the open, kind of dangerously. There's not a lot between it and a stray rack shot. Thomas has taken the southern half of the map, except for the munitions here. And Sidewinder has the north, except for the munitions here. And no one has mid. We have our sweet red, white, and blue. Happy 4th of July or something. Engagement in the north that no one wanted. So that was interesting. And it looks like Thomas is looking to take mid. Vickers is going to set up in the house here. But it's not going to have an angle. So it's sort of pointless. Volk's going to look to flank these infantry sections, but are going to get caught out by another squad of infantry section that are capping in the south. Cromwell moving mid, gonna stay inside the Rack's range. Arc. Volks Grenadier is going to throw a lava nade, going to force the MG out of the house. Wow, it's getting dangerously low. Wasp going to look to try to cover it. SCG Volk's going to move regardless, and they're going to take it down. The Cromwell steps on a mine. We have Royal Artillery. We have a Sexton out from Sidewinder. Cromwell going really low.
Artillery can be targeted on enemy forces in our territory.
Oh, an attack ground that misses. And the Rack's going to be forced back. Cromwell slowly backing away, trying to get out of here. A Rakettenwerfer goes down. Actually, both of the Rakettenwerfers go down. Interesting. And Sidewinder manages to pick up one of the Rakettenwerfers. Sexton dropping rounds. Already at 4 kills. Not what one would expect from a 1v1. Saffir's looking to repair the Cromwell. He has a lot of things to repair, and he only has one engineer to do it. The first shell deleted the Rakettenwerfer. Oh, that's got to feel great. A second squad of infantry or Royal Engineers in build, as one would expect when you have a lot of things to repair. It looks like he used self-repair on his UC to keep it in the action. Thomas is going to look to make a northern engagement. Sidewinder is looking to deny fuel to Thomas. This thing has 18 kills. That's nuts.
The new engineer section is waiting for orders.
The second squad of engineers is out, and they're going to take a quick break, and then they're going to get into action.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends on the map and who you're up against. Because there's a lot, like the Wasp's a lot harder to use than the Vickers one. Like the Vickers ones is just the safer option. So that's why most people go with it. Because they play safe like cowards. Alright, infantry section here, gonna be forced back.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Especially like against Grens with their 19 range. Your Wasp has what, 20 range I think? So all they have to do is take like a step inside your range, then they can snare you, and then like a single pack gun, and you're just gone.
We're losing a capture point.
And late game, the micros just makes it insanely hard to, you know, keep alive. It's a lot of micro attacks. Ooh, good hit from the Panzer IV. Oh, it has 30 range? Well, never mind. You still have to deal with camel grens though. Yeah. Camo grens, sprinting grens, 19 range spouse. Yeah.
They're trying to take it.
And you used to not be able to give it against Ostrupen. I think nowadays with the Ostrupen only having the 15 range spouse, it's a lot. I think you could do it against Ostrupen. Especially since people have a tendency to only make Ostrupen. I think it would be actually an excellent call. Panzer IV is going to look to engage the Cromwell here because it's showing its rear. Oh, a snare into the connection on the rear armor. Cromwell in danger here. One more hit and it goes down. Hunt used for some odd reason. A balance even with the extra 20% pen and it goes down. A waste of 25 munitions there. Royal Engineer is going to look for revenge. I don't think they're going to get it, but maybe with the MG34 setting up a little late. Looks like they managed to stay in the arc. They're going to be suppressed and instant retreat from Sidewinder. So the infantry section, the two AT guns caught out and they're going to be forced back. Meanwhile, we have a push in the north by Sidewinder. Another rack goes down to the Sexton. It's just a sniper rifle when it comes to these Rakettenwerfers. Alright, Sidewinder's looking to get a second VP here. Thomas is going to spot these mines, but it doesn't look like he's going to sweep them. My frames on my computer are stroking out for some reason. And down goes the UC here, probably. And down goes the UC. Yes, hard to use late game. Doesn't have the safety as the Vickers does. The Vickers is going to look to suppress the Storm Pioneers here. STG Volks looking to take a weird angle. Going to run into green cover, going to try to provide damage support. And the Vickers is going to be forced back. Sexton going to reverse back into base. And it looks like Thomas has pushed Sidewinder back yet again. Luckily for Sidewinder, he has a lot of VPs to work with. And he has a lot of fuel to work with as well. Not as much as Thomas, but considering he has a Sexton and... Oh, right, he lost his Cromwell. Well, considering he has a Sexton, never mind. Royal Engineers gonna stand here. Another squad's gonna hide behind the sight blocker. These Royal Engineers are just going to get shredded. They don't have veterancy, and it's a medium range engagement against two Volks. An infantry section squad tries to back them up, but they're not getting their cover bonus, which is reducing their DPS by about 10%. I don't know what these sappers are doing. Sexton gonna look to get hits. A miss on its first hit. Looks like Thomas is gonna push too aggressively for the Sexton to get any connections. Rakettenwerfer is gonna be forced back. This other AT gun's in threat of being decrewed. So is the MG34 or Vickers. Sorry, Vickers is gonna go down. Volk's looking to decrew the AT gun here. Two squads of infantry sections looking to engage though. The Panzer IV-J is gonna drive up uncontested because infantry sections don't have snares. A good hit from the perimeter overwatch. It's gonna force back the Volks there. Thomas's assault is halted thanks to perimeter overwatch. Sidewinder was able to minimize his losses by a well-timed perimeter overwatch, which is well done. Panzer IV-J, unafraid of artillery, is going to look to engage a Vickers here. First shot's going to miss. The second shot's going to be connection. Watch this. Never mind, I spoke too soon. This shot's the one for the money. This is all the money right here. There it is. See, what did I say? Raket Morpher setup. Taking its sweet, sweet time to aim and fire. Artillery still dropping rounds. Comet in build for Sidewinder. Thomas floating a lot of manpower and fuel. Looks like he's going to back tech to try to get a King Tiger, maybe? I don't know what's happening here. Wilkes Grenadier is going to be forced back as well. MG-34 is going to be caught out in the open here, and the infantry set, Royal Engineers are going to force it back. Wilkes Grenadier is going to run and force back the other Royal Engineers. I think Thomas is going KT here. I don't think that's the play when he's down on VPs and down on Army. Well, that's just me personally. Early warning coming down. Oh yeah, I don't know where because it's no longer the entire map, thankfully. Oh, is it here? No. Oh, perimeter overwatch. Oh, here are the flares. Comet's going to engage the Panzer IV here, and squad goes down off screen somewhere. Oh, the Storm Pioneers go down. The Schwer and the Panzer IV are going to look to try to work together. Rack is no longer going to have an angle. It's going to have to rotate around. The Comet's going to be forced back here. We have repair headquarters going down for the mechanized, the repair pioneers. Comet is going to look to take pot. No, it's not. Never mind. But it looks like Sidewinder is looking to triple cap Thomas here, who no longer has any manpower as he lost his Storm Pioneers, and he's now also getting repairs from mechanized. STG Volks going to be cut out in the open, but they're going to get quickly into sandbag cover. And we're going to have For the Fatherland activated, which is going to really make it hard for any of these models to die here. Oh, but For the Fatherland does not help with a Comet shooting at you. And artillery is going to drop as well. Coordinated fire. And it's not really going to be very effective here as nothing is there. The MG-34 is going to set up, and the Royal Engineers are just going to run back. War Speed going to be on those Comets soon. But it looks like Sidewinder is in really good condition here. Until Thomas gets a King Tiger or something, he is in quite a bit of trouble, or he does something with all this fuel. Holy crap, my game. Two squads of Volks going to run in. Have to deal with a Comet, and the infantry section's in a trench. Lava nade on the trench. It's going to slowly bleed those infantry section. Oh, almost connection from the Panzer IV-J. The rack is going to be forced back thanks to artillery. Another trench is going to be spotted. Comet going to look to deal with the Panzer IV-J here. Artillery dropping meanwhile. Snare going to come down, going to prevent the Comet from chasing the Panzer IV. Second snare for BM. Panzer IV-J is going to get a good connection. Artillery is looking to drop. You have an engagement in the south here where Volks Grenadier is going to be forced back. And Sidewinder is going to look for the triple cap yet again. But the MG34 is going to dissuade that notion until the smoke comes down. And Thomas immediately going to rotate the MG and move it out of there. Unfortunately, he's going to need to do something because he's about to be triple capped. And he's going to be under 200 VPs here. We have engagements mid, where Sidewinder can see that Thomas is going to make an assault in the south. Panzer IV is going to miss its first shot.
The enemy are at 200 points.
And the infantry section is immediately going to be forced back,
Need to illuminate the front line. We're losing a capture
but
point.
not without taking a little bit of health damage. But no models dropped, which is the important thing at this stage of the game. Sidewinder and Thomas banking at around the same amount of resources. Thomas getting a little bit more thanks to having way less army than Sidewinder here. So mine's going to come down. Oh, the trench almost going to be destroyed here.
Enemy action
The
has
Raket
destroyed our
Morpher's
forward position.
going to set up and take a shot, but it's going to bounce on the Panzer IV thanks to Ironhide. We have the Sexton getting a good hit on the Raketenwerfer yet again for the third time, and it's going to wipe the Raketenwerfer for the third time, and it's going to destroy the Raketenwerfer as well. That Sexton kind of proving its worth by taking out 3 different Raketenwerfers. Thomas is able to stabilize the bleed a little bit by taking the southern VP, but he still needs to take another one if he doesn't want to keep taking down, or at least decap. Panzer IVJ moving in mid. He's going to get a connection from the second AT gun. He's going to combat blitz. Going to get stuck on this Maxim here. We have an OMG in chat from Thomas, as he's going to try to get out of here, but he's going to use the side blocker. He might get out of here. No snares. Raketenwerfer looking to set up. He's going to need to get behind the side blocker before the Raketenwerfer can fire. The Raketenwerfer wires, and oh! Down goes the Panzer IVJ. KT out now from Thomas. But... what? Sidewinder, what happened here? Why is the play back over? Did Thomas just slash L? What happened here? He dropped. Oh. Did he just rage drop, or? No. Alright, game 2 goes to Sidewinder, so it was 1-1. A good second game from Sidewinder there. Oops, I can't slash L out of a replay. Oh, yes, I can. Okay. Alright, what do we want me to cast next? That no one else is going to want to cast, because I'm sick of people casting the same stuff as me. Bow. And if they want to cast it, I don't want to cast the same stuff as them. Oh, Cobble versus Ace just came out today, huh? Let's look at the early game stuff that no one's probably casted. Okay, Riza versus Darko is done. Ruse versus Pancake is me. Eve, I could do Pallie versus Kritz. That's probably what I'll do. We'll do that, because I don't think anyone else did. Unless somebody else did actually do it. I don't think so. There will be the lower bracket, which I don't know what my favorite bracket to cast is. I think I just have favorite players to cast. Okay. Lower bracket. Okay, Wolfman versus Chaos and Wolfman versus Dan were casted by Bao. Bao just really likes to cast Wolfman, I guess. So what is this? This is Pallie versus Kritz. Where's Pallie versus Kritz? Okay, here it is. So let me highlight this. And bomb. Okay, oh, and then I will be co-casting with Lynx, so let me hop into here.
Inflicting losses upon us.
Hey Winks, I had my mic muted.
Hey.
Yes. All right. Give me a second. I gotta. So you gotta download the 2 files I sent you.
Oh, okay.
Because that is how this is gonna work. Because we're casting old games. We're casting the lower bracket.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes. Well, no one's cast. There's a lot of. Here, let me share something with you. See, you can see what we're dealing with here. And then I obviously have to reboot my code too, which I'm doing now. So I'll probably cast these 2 games and then call it a day. Here, just look at this. This is beautiful. Yeah, it's not as nice as doing it live, because with live we don't have to worry about timing. With replays, I think we do.
Okay.
So I would recommend starting a little bit behind me, since I'm going to be the main screen. So because I was doing this yesterday with a guy named Miku. He's one of the other casters, and basically I was ahead, so I'd just be like, oh my god, you know, like a squad gets wiped, so I'm saying, oh, squad gets wiped, and he doesn't even have it on his screen. So for the viewers, it's like, what are you talking about? Or they already know what's going to happen.
Right.
So.
Let me look at this schedule. Oh my.
Yeah, this is the number of games that are going on. I think we're on like round 3 for most people. So you can see how little of the games have already been casted.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're doing lower bracket, and it's like, okay. My level 1 versus chaos is on my Twitch stream, but it's not me casting it, so I'm gonna start going through and doing the round 1 stuff just so it's done. Because I think every game deserves to be casted, but that's just me. But yeah, the reason why I didn't want you to hop in game 2 is because it would be weird if like game 1 I solo casted, and then game 2 you were co-casting. All right.
Why is there someone named Toad?
Heck if I know, man. I feel like I know who's won or who's gonna win these, because I played against Kritz already. And my round 3 game is Monday. My brother was trying to convince me to upload my my first person point of view of the tournament to YouTube. I don't know if I should or not. All right, I am loaded in, so just let me know when you load in.
Alright, just give me a sec.
Yeah, sure, take your time. I only casted 5 games.
Then it actually shows up. Oh yeah, they showed up. Okay.
Yes, they should. As long as we don't get like some random hotfix or something. Because that would be very depressing. Yeah, my last game is versus Dan, the guy you were fighting in Twitch chat. Very sad.
I wasn't fighting him. He was bullying you.
Uh-huh.
I had to protect you as a mod. My job.
Alright, hold on. Oh, let me do a tournament chat real quick.
Alright, well I'm ready when you are.
No casting. Kritz versus Pallie. Okay. You ready when I am? Oh, hold on.
Yep.
Okay.
Clicked. Load yet.
So you're just paused and ready to play?
Oh no, I gotta hit load.
Yeah, load in and then pause the game, and then fix your HUD and stuff however you want, and then let me know once you load in, and then I'll start.
Okay.
Like pause it, I'll hit play, and then I'll wait a second.
I didn't know if you were loaded in yet or not.
No, I was.
Gotcha.
We will cast these 2 games, and then I will go lie down.
I'm gonna go take a nap then.
Yeah, and then eat dinner, and then do homework, and then go lie down, and then probably call it a day.
And I paused it.
Alright, so you're good to go.
Yeah, I am good to go.
Okay, in the north, playing as OKW, we have Pallie. In the south, playing as USF, we have Kritz. GLHF coming out from Pallie there. GLHF from Kritz. For commander choices, for Pallie, we have Elite Armored, Special Operations Doctrine, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces. In the south, Kritz has Infantry Company, Armor Company, and Urban Assault Company. Winks, what kind of commander choices would you like to see this game?
You know which one I like from the OKW.
Would that
my
be
favorite?
Elite Armored? No, I'm just kidding. It's Luftwaffe Ground Forces.
Fallschirmjägers.
I know you do. All right, so what about...
1s and 2s, I love Fallschirmjägers.
No, there's... I want to say from Pallie we'll probably see an Elite Armored pick or a Special Operations Doctrine. What do you think Kritz is going to pick here? I think he's going to pick Urban Assault.
I like the armor, because I know that one's gotten a slight buff.
Yeah, it's still garbage in a 1s.
I had a feeling.
I played a game of it, and it was awful. To be fair, I wasn't playing correctly, but like on a map like this with all the open ground and not a lot of sight blockers, the Assault Engineers are just not going to be to play. So, I mean, I'm expecting an Infantry Company or an Urban Assault, but personally, from what I've seen of Kritz, I think he's going to go Urban Assault.
That could be. No engagements yet. Just capping points.
Looks like Chris is going to draw a nice even line, and he's going to have a bit of the territory captured, but it looks like Pallie is going to take the first munitions here, which is super exciting. And it looks like we're going to have our first engagement in the north, where the rear echelons are going to spot the Volksgrenadiers there. Riflemen going to look to help, and the Volksgrenadiers is going to be forced back. And then Kritz is debating on whether or not to cap in the VP. He finally decides that he will cap the VP. We have an engagement in the south here. Kritz immediately retreats. Okay.
They are okay. I swear,
I'm like slowly changing my speed faster and slower just to catch where you are.
Yeah, again, this is such a pain compared to doing it live.
Right.
For co-casting, which is another reason I didn't bother you. It's like, it's such a pain. Okay, Volksgrenadier is going to be forced back here by the Riflemen in green cover. Rear echelon is going to look to get into the green, which is... it's okay for them, I guess. I mean, the green cover is not going to actually help them, because once you get within, like, what, 5 unit distance, cover's ignored. Except from, like, yeah, except from garrisons. That's why with Riflemen... Yeah, houses and trenches and stuff like that, you always get the cover bonus, even if they are within 5 spaces. Which is why, despite the fact that garrisons are slightly worse in terms of like the damage you actually reduce, it doesn't matter because you can close the distance and you still take
Stern's not looking too hot.
No, they're going to be forced back. Almost getting wiped. Yeah.
That would have hurt a lot.
Volksgrenadier is going to look to take mid here. Riflemen not interested in engaging them and are going to go for the southern VP or eastern VP.
I want this one.
Yeah, it's like no, you can have that. You can have that. Here, we'll just take it. We'll have this eastern one. Let's just play the trading game, you know.
Right.
Pallie gonna look.
Lieutenant.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, he went lieutenant against me. We're gonna see like a late Stewart. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
I know you say it's riskier to go lieutenant than going safe with captain.
Yes, lieutenant is if you have like the good early game aggression. Right now, he does have the potential fuel control and stuff, but honestly, looking at the map, he doesn't have the map control for me to confidently say you should go lieutenant. Lieutenant is a very more micro-intensive, aggressive playstyle, and Kritz is playing aggressive this game. So, and he's looking to cut off or go for Pallie's fuel, so it is actually possible. Unfortunately, on this map, taking the enemy fuel does not give it to you. You have to get the cutoff as well.
Correct.
Which makes this map awful, in my opinion.
Which, I mean, Americans are cutting off the OKW fuel.
Yeah, but it's, again, fuel points are harder to capture than territory points, so it was easier just to go for the cutoff and take the cutoff because it would be denying the fuel, and it's easier to decap, so you would cut off the fuel faster. And him capping the fuel, unlike other... Is that actually connected? There's no way, right?
No, it's not. Actually, it might be.
No, it's not. You can tell because of the weird lines. So it's not connected to anything, so it's not like he's going to get that fuel. It is going to take forever for them to cap it back now.
No, that's connected. It's not flashing.
Oh, you're... Okay, never mind. Kritz made the right call there. It's connected. You are correct. Wow. It just doesn't look like it. Should be.
It's so weird.
That is so disgusting.
Yeah.
The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
Oh, this territory point gets... These lines are awful. I hate this. Look at this. Look, it's
Very
decap.
jagged, weird, like the right side one. That's like...
Look at this.
This like
It's
square
so
surrounding this other point.
It's so
Cut off the
nasty.
fuel. It's so weird.
It's so nasty. Anyways, back into the action. We have the lieutenant looking to try to shred some Volks here. Pallie looking to get double fuel here. The lieutenant getting awfully brave for no reason. Gonna run into the double Volks and it's just gonna slowly lose life. We have a Puma out from Pallie.
Yep. Volk almost dead. Retreats him.
Yeah, and again, this is the point I said with Kritz going lieutenant is he doesn't have the fuel to get his Stewart out because he went in ambulance already, and this Puma's gonna be out. So if he goes to Stewart, it's way too late.
Puma will win.
Yeah, and so at this point, he just has to, bite the bullet.
So does he just skip it, or does he maybe even try to do M20s?
Oh, an M20 wouldn't be the worst call. I mean, it wouldn't be a good call either.
Right.
He's got to go weapon rack for sure. For sure, pretty much. And then I would just recommend skipping and going trying to get a Sherman out. Unfortunately, he's getting field control. But it's one of those things where it's like he's on the back foot here. Another thing he could do. Worst case scenario is he could back tech for captain and get an AT gun. I mean, a Puma itself isn't a big risk, but if he's at risk of getting his Sherman out later than like a Panzer IV-J, then yes, he needs to back tech for captain, if that seems to be a risk.
Yep. The blob of Americans is going for the bullets.
Yeah, they're just gonna get out of there. That is what we call a force concentration. That is no blob, that is a force concentration. And we do have weapon racks out from Kritz, so if he can give his rear echelons double Zooks, he can mitigate the Puma pretty effectively. And there he goes. He goes with the Stewart. Which again, I don't think is a play.
Very questionable call.
The Stewart does have blind shot, and I think if he gives Zooks to the rear echelons, he could potentially threaten the Puma. But the Puma has range and damage on the...
Yeah, the Puma's got the range for sure.
On the Stewart.
Yep.
So he'll need support, and Pallie will have to make a mistake. So it's really more on Kritz either has to play insane with the Puma, or Stewart, or Pallie has to make a huge blunder with the Puma.
Yeah. Puma can play pretty risky right now. There's nothing really threatening.
Yeah, just riflemen.
That's about it.
And he probably doesn't expect the Stewart since his Puma's already out.
No, probably not.
I know, I wouldn't.
He'll probably see it later, and then he'll be like, oh.
What?
There's a Stewart.
Why is there a 9-minute Stewart?
Right. Well, here it comes. It's out. Stewart is on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about Pallie making a huge blunder here because he's been playing very safe, if you've noticed. Quickly retreating squads almost too early.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have a Zook on his lieutenant. Not the worst decision making. The Vet 1 does help with the Zooks. I mean, with weapon rank already tech, though, I would have preferred to put it on rear echelons. Because if you can avoid it on your lieutenant, you should.
Yeah.
The Steward here is just going to get hit by the Puma and is going to be forced back. I mean, that's the real risk here. And he could keep pushing up with the Puma and have probably taken out the Steward there.
I think he's too worried about the bazooka on the lieutenant.
Yeah, but he has the Volks pushing back the lieutenant. So again, I think it would have been fun. Ooh, Rifleman going to go down for Kritz here on the fuel. The bar is going to lose to some Volks. Rear echelon's going to try to change it, but actually, Pallie is going to be the one to pull back. Yeah. I guess he just was happy to win that trade there because he's going to bleed Kritz dry if he keeps this up.
Losing a capture point.
And you did call this. You did say he was going to go elite armor.
Wow, yeah, I did.
I did not see that lock-in until just now.
We have the 50 cal trying to use the armor piercing rounds to try to deal with the Puma, not being as effective as one would like, and it's actually going to get wiped here. Oh my god, one of the models just launched across time and space there.
Both of them launched. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, what the flip was that? That was amazing. Caught that on camera.
Mom, get the camera.
It's Puma gonna spot the Steward. Stewart's gonna spot the Puma. Puma's a little dangerously here. Another connection from the Puma.
Just took the battlefield.
Yeah.
What just took the battlefield? Oh.
This is what we expected. Puma was gonna win against Stewart like every time.
And Kritz is forced to back tech and go captain because he got the Stewart. Which means he's gonna be on the back foot here because he's
gonna be late for Sherman then.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes till the Panzer 4J here. A little over 4 minutes. And he's still...
I like how quickly you just calculated that. Yeah, about 4 minutes.
Yeah, and it's 4 minutes just for Major, for Kritz here.
Yeah, and then he needs 110 more fuel.
Yeah, which is another 4 minutes. We have a rack for some reason from Pallie, which I think is completely unnecessary. The Puma alone will be able to deal with the Steward, I think.
I think he's hoping that he catches the Steward out in a bad position and can get both shots off and easily take it out.
Yeah, but I mean, unfortunately with that though, you're wasting what you could have spent on another man or squad, which would have been much more effective at pushing back Kritz's infantry yet again to take out a Steward, which already hasn't done anything.
Correct.
So I think it was a safe choice by Pallie, but I think it was an unnecessary choice.
Here comes an AT gun for Kritz.
Yes. Well, as I said, he made the call to back tech, which is the right call, because if he had tried to greed for Major, he would be in such awful shape.
Yeah.
I mean, going Stewart was a bad choice, but from there, he's at least making the correct choices.
Unless he went more bazookas then, but still.
No, bazookas cause you to bleed. Bazookas are like a last resort sort of thing to prevent dives, and as a last resort. You don't want to go mass bazookas. This isn't a 4v4 where you're spamming Rangers and you're going to go cover to cover. That's just not how these play. Going Zooks is less anti-infantry, and you're going to lose more infantry engagements, and tanks have longer range than Zooks, so you're just going to constantly take damage from infantry, from tanks, before you can even get shots off. Stewart going to flank the Puma, speaking of, and oh! Smoke coming out from the Puma. The Puma is going to be able to barely get out of there.
Will the Stewart chase?
No, he looks like he's playing it.
Turn?
What's actually really funny is he hadn't gone Shell Shock there, he would have killed the Puma. Because Shell Shock reduces the damage on the Steward.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Rack gets wiped.
Rack gets recrewed by the Volksgrenadiers, though.
Yep. Will they actually
Obers.
turn it this time? No, he's just going to retreat it.
Ober's going to come out. From Pallie. Yeah, they're not fun to play against, though.
No.
Stewart's now able to cause havoc because the Puma was forced back.
Yep,
Same with the Rack.
Repairs. That's putting Kritz in a much better position now.
Yes, I mean, that was a really well executed play from Kritz, except for actually using... I mean, I guess if his AT gun wasn't in position, Shell Shock would have been the play there, and he would have been able to force back the Puma. But I think with the AT gun there, Shell Shock was not the play, since the AT gun was already threatening. Puma's gonna connect and it's somehow gonna get engine damage there.
Oh yeah, Puma's taking shots again as well.
Yeah, Stewart in a lot of trouble here. AT gun is completely, well, it's not completely out of position, but AT gun's not set up and it's not ready. The Puma's gonna get another shot and bam! Down goes the Stewart. Puma's almost gonna go down though. If he had pushed up with the rifleman and
He smokes his way out of there and he'll be okay. AT gun is attacking ground, hoping to hit something back there.
Alright, Kritz is looking for double fuel. Lieutenant's gonna be caught out, not behind cover for some odd reason. The lieutenant, as it's pointed out with Zooks, you're just not going to win infantry engagements, and it's going to be forced back.
Hey, Level, what do you think about the double pack howitzer call?
That is a thing you can do. I don't.
You don't recommend it?
Well, he does have double machine guns, so it's not the worst call in the world. It's not the best call in the world.
Yeah, he did steal his 50 cal.
Are down to 300.
I mean, he really needs pushing power, and it's Pallie is playing an entrenched game, but I don't think he has. Oh, these rear echelon's gonna go down. Oh,
We lost an infantry unit.
but I'm gonna be honest. He doesn't have the time for the double pack cowies to do damage, if that makes sense.
Crowds are sniffing around our asses.
He accidentally uses armor-piercing rounds on his AT gun. That's not even set up.
Shoot at what?
I think that was a huge misclick.
Could very well be.
What is that?
We're losing a capture point.
What hotkey is that where he would accidentally misclick that?
He hit D.
Yes, but there's nothing else that he accidentally selects the AT gun and clicks D, right? But
Germans are making a push.
the only other unit where he actually has D unlocked is the ambulance.
Is the ambulance, yeah.
Pack
Howie has anything?
No, so he just
Grenades he doesn't have.
So he just had a stroke or something there. Just a misclick maybe? Let's see what else.
Hold on, is it for training units? Is there something with D? No, the ambulance. That's about it though.
So yeah, he must have fat fingered. Maybe he was trying to switch off vehicle prio and accidentally fat fingered. Anyways, that's a waste of 30 munitions. MG34 is going to catch out these riflemen here. Bless you.
Thank you.
And it's going to pin down those riflemen.
Yeah, those MGs are causing problems.
Yeah, we have the Panzer IV J in build, as one would expect.
Yep.
He's going to need to get a second AT gun at this stage. Unfortunately, with the double pack Howie, he just doesn't have any pushing power because he's stuck on support weapons.
Got those two. He's got an AT gun. His front line is really 2 riflemen, lieutenant and captain.
Well, it's 4 riflemen when you think about it, really. Which isn't. It's not.
Well, I mean, one of them has a bazooka though.
It's not terrible, but he has no staying power. He has nothing really going on. And only one of the pack
being very aggressive.
Yeah, Paulie's going to look to try to base lock Kritz here. Panzer IV J is going to come in on the left. We're going to run right into the lieutenant. Lieutenant's going to get a shot off with the Zook. Is going to miss completely. That's actually a really bad miss. Oh, a decent crush from the Panzer IV J. Another connection.
Yeah, he's hurting him. Captain's going to get out of there because he doesn't have anything to stop the Panzer IV.
Riflemen get wiped mid. Second squad might get wiped here as well. If they get wiped here, it's pretty much over for Kritz here. Second squad goes down. Major finally comes out, but Paulie's actually going to get a second tank before Kritz is even going to be able to get one. I think this is GG for Kritz.
Oh, this is over. Like, Kritz has like no infantry for even a front line at this point.
No, he has 2 pack Howies, which because of how aggressive Paulie's been, because of the double pack Howies, I want to say, they just haven't been able to hit anything.
I mean, pack Howies are decent, but you gotta have a front line for it.
Yeah, you have to be having static fights, and we're just not seeing those static fights because Kritz doesn't have a front line. Captain is gonna go down here, possibly. What's happening to the captain? The captain's just stuck in base at one model.
Panzer IV has found the base.
Yeah, he's gonna take out the ambulance, and
yep, there it goes.
that's pretty much gonna be. It's a decrew on the ambulance.
It's decrewed though. Oh, there's a chance.
No, that's so awful for USF. It's gonna cost him 200 munitions to recruit that at the cheapest, or he could recruit with the Major.
Like 200 munitions.
Manpower, sorry.
Oh.
Because you have to recruit with the full squad, unlike everyone else. So.
Oh, so they can jump out of it later. Oh, no, there it goes.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So, like, the cheapest thing to do is buy, like, a rear echelons and then recruit with rear echelons, which would be cheaper than buying a new ambulance. But at the end of the day, it's way more expensive than going, oh, I'm going to click on it with Volks. It costs me, 78 manpower.
Right.
Decrews are always the saddest thing.
That sucks that it uses the entire quad.
In specific cases like that, if you had, like, a spare, vehicle crew, then you're like, okay, this is fine. But like most of the time as USF, you see like a decrew happen and you just get sad.
And you're just like, I'm not taking that.
Yeah. In team games, it's sort of fine as long as you're not going like quadra USF, triple USF, double USF. It's sort of like one of those things.
Then you just have one of your buddies.
Yeah, you're just like, here's a free tank. I guess I'll give it to you. I don't want to, but I have to. Major artillery going to come down on this MG, going to force it back to base.
What's very interesting is Kritz has not taken a commander yet.
Yeah, I want to say he forgot, to be honest.
Or it's just not going to make a difference.
No, at this stage of the game, I don't think it makes a difference. He could lock in anything and it wouldn't matter. He doesn't have any munitions to utilize any of their special abilities. Personally, if he was going to go pack Howies...
Oh no, is Pallie or Pallie? How do you pronounce that?
Pallie? I don't know. Pallie. It's got to be Pallie. Because if there was a U, then it'd be Pallie.
Are they going... Oh no, never mind.
Yes, you were going to see a Storm Tiger. But he didn't have the pop.
Don't have the pop cap, but had everything else. I'm like, you gonna freaking troll with that?
Troll. The Storm Tiger is incredibly good after.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, bully more.
Yeah, bully, not troll. Bully. There's a big difference.
Bully troll.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, there is a big difference. I know.
I was using a game, a Storm Tiger in a 3v3 with Mori, and we were just bullying people. I would actually just use it to stun vehicles. They'd be one-tapped, and then like Mori or I would walk up with the Rocket Morphers and just finish it off. It was disgusting.
That is actually a great strategy. You just stun it, move up with tank destroyers, and then destroy it.
Yeah. It was awful. And then I was just spamming MG30.
With the Storm Tiger, and they rolled up with a Yag Tiger and a elephant and killed it.
I don't think you can roll up. It's more like stroll up. Brisk jog. Brisk walking speed.
Jog.
Like a nice stroll, you know? Okay, I have game 2 loaded up. Let me know when you have game 2 loaded up.
Loading right now.
Yes.
Oh, same map too.
Yeah, it's always gonna be the same map. It's 2 games per thing. If you win both, you get 3 points. If you each win 1 game, it's 1 point each. If you lose both games, you get 0 points.
Gotcha.
So it was to minimize the number of games. I mean, you saw there's God knows how many games that need to be casted.
There was a lot I saw.
It's like 90 games. No, it's way more than 90 games. Hold on.
Alright, I am ready when you are.
Alright, no. I gotta look at this. So it's what, 4, 5, so 55, 36, 78, plus 55, plus another 55. So like 200 games off the top of my head.
200 games!
And I've casted like 5.
And that's minimizing it, is what you're telling me.
No. That's 200. That's if it was only 1 game. It's 2 games, so it's actually so it'd be 200 games. You're right. It's over 200 games, probably 300. All right. So you're loaded in.
Yep.
All right, you're good to play. Okay, in the south, playing as Osttier, we have Kritz. In the north, playing as Soviets, we have Pallie. We have Tier 1 coming out from Kritz. and an MG. Commander choices, we have German Mechanized, Storm Doctrine, and Strategic Reserves Doctrine. From Pallie, we have Soviet Combined Arms, Guard Motor, and Guard Rifle Combined. What commanders would you like to see this game, Winks?
Ooh. See, if I were these players, the ones I would probably pick, for Kritz, I'd probably take Storm. Because I kind of like Storm Doctrine.
Yeah, with the Jaeger Command Squad, I agree. That's not a terrible choice. I would love to see German Mechanized, just because I'd like to see 250 spam. Oh, sorry, chat. Whoopsies. I'd just like to see 250 spam.
And then for Pallie, I'd probably end up taking Guard Mortar Coordinated Tactics.
That is one of the most popular competitive choices.
I like that. I like that commander. Or
I personally
Shock Mortar Heavy as well.
I would like to see Soviet Combined Arms Tactics personally. I like the Cloak AT guns with the Recon and the Guard Rifle. None of these commanders are really memey, unfortunately, from Pallie, which isn't a shock. They're all very safe.
Yeah. Ooh.
Though I would say Guard Rifle is probably the weakest of the three. The strafing run's pretty rad. You're not going to use...
Guard Rifle is... I mean, the KV-1's nice, but...
Dude, the PMD-6 anti-personnel mines are really nice. They take forever to make, but they're dirt cheap. And,
oh yeah, they are dirt cheap, that's right.
Yeah, it just takes forever to set so many of them up. But, I mean, the strafing run's what holds it back, along with the ML-20 and ones. You're not going to use the ML-20, and the strafing run's not.
It looks like we're not going to have a perfect line this time.
Nope. It looks like we're going to have our first engagement on the eastern side. Pioneers are going to run into Combat Engineers. Combat Engineers aren't going to be facing the right way. And the conscripts are too busy building sandbags. We have an engagement also in the west. Grens in yellow cover versus Cons in green. Grens get a good model drop first, so that's unfortunate for the Cons there.
MG taking shots.
Yeah, it's going to force back the Combat Engineers. Second squad of Grens is going to force those Cons back in the west, sorry.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies. We have more conscripts.
Is he gonna cap the left side?
I think he's busy microing these Pioneers in the MG.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yep, see there it is. He paid the micro tax and he's now ready to micro on the western front. One squad of Pioneers forced back.
Oh, almost gets wiped as well. Only one guy left.
Yeah, but no one was actually threatening on the chase. It looked like the Pallie might have.
Yeah, that other conscript maybe could have, but...
Yeah, it was not in proper positioning. Alright, Pallie able to get on the flank of this MG42. Kritz is able to retreat it. I mean, he could have personally probably rotated it to deal with them because they were suppressed. And then the ones in green would have flanked it, so he could have bought more time.
Yeah, but that probably would have been about all he could have done.
Yeah, no, he needed more support there. Those Pioneers being forced back was super unfortunate for him.
Yep. With lots of Grens on the west side.
Yes. You can call it left side. I just like doing north-south, east-west, south.
Side,
never eat soggy waffles.
Always. That's exactly how that goes.
No, there's no direction called that starts with an A.
Never eat soggy waffles?
Yeah, north, east, south, west.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
But you said always eat soggy waffles.
I didn't say anything.
A likely story. A rifle nade coming out from Kritz here, kind of a waste as it doesn't really do anything.
Too much, no.
No, the only time you should be using rifle nades is if you see them in yellow. Because yellow, they don't get reduced damage, unlike in green that they usually get. So with green, you're basically relying on super RNG to be favorable. And when you're wasting 30 munitions like that, that's not worth it. So you want to use it when they're in yellow, because when you're in cover, you usually clump up. Whereas when you stand in the open, your squad's going to spread out. So yellow is actually the best time to use rifle nades.
Right, well, I will be back in a second because my parents just got home and need help with something.
Okay. I will cast
so I'll be back.
MG42 is going to set up on the house here. We have a pseudo cutoff, gonna take out the munitions here. The MG42 is gonna be forced out of the house and it's going to retreat. Gren's gonna catch out these conscripts here, gonna force them back. Oh, is he gonna go down here? Gren's looking to try to take it out. Well done by Kritz, but he stops. He should have stopped. If he was gonna stop anywhere, he should have stopped inside the capture point. He has the western fuel here, but he has lost the eastern fuel.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Pallie is gonna look to reinforce here. He could have gone up to the cutoff and done that. That would have been the more optimal choice there. Kritz looking to get a second VP though, as we have tier 3 coming out from Pallie. He went tier 2, tier 3. Pallie looking to get double fuel. Kritz in no position to contest. These Grens not quite in cover. Now they are in cover, but a little late. Alright, he's now looking to contest the eastern fuel. MG42 is going to set up from an A move. Why can't I select this? There we go. It's going to suppress the cons. And it's going to force back the cons. But Pallie's going to have double fuel for a bit, but Kritz is going to be on the cutoff here. And we have a reversal of territory points as Kritz is now looking to capture everything and put possibly base lock Pallie here. MG's going to set up in the house rather than capture the fuel, which is an interesting decision here. Gren's going to be caught out in the open. Going to look to get into... Nope, they decide not to get to cover. They get a rifle nade off, which is going to force Pallie back.
The fresh mortar crew has arrived. The sector has been cut off. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. We have a full squad.
The Grens are going to look to take the eastern fuel here. And Pallie has secured the western fuel. He has sent 2 cons to secure his cutoff, which he only needed 1. T-70 is going to be out on the field. It's probably going to look to deal with this MG34 in the MG42, sorry, in the house. Med bunker quickly being built by Kritz here by 3 different squads. T-70 is going to force the Grens off the fuel, meaning Kritz is yet again not getting any fuel. MG42 choosing a terrible time to leave the house. It's also going to be forced back.
Alright, how's it going? See, there's a T-70 somewhere.
Yeah, Kritz. So Kritz put his MG42 in the house on the eastern side, and as it was leaving, the T-70 saw it.
Oh.
So it's like, yeah, now you decide to move the MG42, not when it's safe. Interesting. So mine's going to come down from Pallie, which is going to be quite painful for Kritz here.
Is Kritz skipping light vehicle?
No, I imagine we're going to see a late light vehicle.
I don't know, I feel like T-70 would probably punish that a bit too hard.
Yeah. No, he's going right for battle phase 2, so he is skipping his light vehicle.
That's what I would do.
Oh, good mortar hit from Kritz's mortar. Going to drop a model and do a lot of health damage. If these guys stay, they're going to be quite a bit of trouble. And they're going to retreat. And oh, that was just lucky. Pallie going to look for a triple cap here. Light tank going to encounter the pack. First one connects. Second one connects. Main gun crit even.
I guess I'm a little bit behind still.
Yeah.
There we go.
Try to speed up a little bit. Yeah, I'll try to.
I did.
I'll try to drop clues on what time we're at. We're at like 9:56, 9:57, 9:58, 9:59.
Okay, I'm
10.
like a second behind.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Our territory.
But you're like, oh, a main gun crit. I'm like, I haven't seen the hit yet.
Yeah. My favorite is like last night when I was casting. It was like Oh, you know, you like this thing he's building? And I'm like, I don't even know what he's building yet. I was like 30 seconds behind. It's like, oh, okay. And then I was like slowly trying to catch up, so I was just...
seconds.
Yeah, this is fine.
That's a long freaking time.
Yeah. I was just trying to guess, though. I was trying to provide, like, explanation and commentary, and like, here's the strategy you should go. Unlike when I'm going solo, and I just describe what's happening rather than going like, here's the strats.
You did go with that guard motor coordinated tactics.
Yeah, that's what I expect. Kritz still hasn't picked a commander yet again. T70's still knocked out of the match for so long because of that main gun crit, which has actually allowed Kritz a lot of reprieve on the pressure from Pallie.
Plus the Pack 40 is a great AT gun.
Yeah, it's an excellent AT gun.
It's probably my favorite AT gun.
So Kritz is only, what is that?
The Brit AT gun is also okay. But
The Brit AT gun is excellent. So he's about 4.5 minutes off from Panzer IV, it looks like. And if he gets fuel, it'll be a little bit less than that. And Pallie...
let's see if these Grens die in the middle. Oh, there they go, now they're retreating.
No, cons pretty much never execute models. Even though I casted a game where they did.
They were literally fighting against like 4 guys, and it's like, oh,
Doesn't matter. Cons don't execute retreating models. They just don't.
Is there a reason for that?
Their fire rate's just too slow. That's why I say it's not strictly true, because they will occasionally, but there's just so many times, especially early game. Well, once you get 7-man and they're in yellow cover, and like there's cover on the retreat, then yeah, they have a chance because of the weapon cooldown, which allows them to fire a lot faster.
Pushing off the pack gun.
Decrewing it, actually.
Yeah.
Double Gren's just standing inside the base. Order's gonna set up. Okay, Kritz is sending his entire army as a mass assault here out of his base. A rifle nade, which actually, because of the retreat, made them clump up, which made it actually more effective than it had any right to be. T70 is now going to cause havoc with those Grens, though.
Gets picked back up to scare the T70 off.
Which one did he recruit? Okay, he recruited with Grens. He should have recruited with Pioneers. Pioneers are cheaper, and they also have 42 vision, which would allow your pack gun to almost self-spot for itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good, then.
Pioneers have 42. It's why you want to recruit MGs with them. It's only a 25 reinforce, and you get 42 vision. MGs only have 45 range. And ever since they've nerfed JLI and Pathfinders to only have 45 vision range when they crew stuff, that's what made Pathfinder so terrifying. Like 50 vision range means you could actually see if you were about to be flanked with your MG. And like before the
spot, but also you could see even farther than
yeah, so you'd be able to predict and anticipate movement where you'd be like, so instead of like the enemy, oh, they're on my flank because I have a squad doing it, you could just be like, oh, I can see this, and they don't even know I've already rotated.
There's a lot of sandbags everywhere.
Can you see King? No, I'm blind.
What are
I mean,
blind to?
I don't know. Someone in Twitch chat asked me if you can you see King? I don't know what that means. I'm blind. It's just like there's a mini-map DLC. Most players don't know what that is. But Kritz is base locked here yet again. This is not good for Kritz. And he still hasn't picked a commander. He has munitions, so...
He really needs to pick commanders. Yeah, he hasn't upgraded his Grens with light machine guns yet.
Okay, you have one of the best AT guns with pen, except for the UKF one. You're going up against allied armor. Why are you going with the anti-tank gun bulletin?
Supply sector under attack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Seeking, yes. Seeking, yes. He was banned because of using map hacks, that is correct. That's who you're talking about. So, I saw C and then you put some dots. So it's like C, can you see? And then King. Oh, okay. I got it. That's a joke. Okay. I'm a little bit slow. I apologize. But like, Intel Bolton anti-tank gun's so worthless.
Ooh. We got big boy mortar.
Oh, 120? Yes. 120 has gotten some nice buffs that have made it a lot more effective and a lot more common now. Because it's got good AoE.
I thought the 120 was alright before.
Yeah, no, it's just been gotten better.
Even if it wasn't ridiculously accurate, if it did hit, it hit hard.
Yeah.
Which now it hits more often.
Well, that's because it just gets more shots down because they buffed the barrage.
Exactly.
Kritz desperately trying to get a VP here, but taking a lot of bleed to do it. He's a minute off from his Panzer IV.
And he's only going to decap middle. That's all he's getting.
Pallie's probably a minute off from his T-34-85.
Hey, good thing though, the fuel is still connected.
Yes. You love those cutoff mechanics?
Gosh, it looks so, it's so weird. Like, why is it like that?
It's probably giving Kritz hope because he's like, oh, I'm gonna get my Panzer IV out and I'm gonna destroy Pallie with it because it's got 5% reduced reload speed.
Honestly, it's horrible, but
No, that's not a terrible intel bulletin.
no, I like that one.
Buffing Panzer IVs is not a terrible thing because you can spam Panzer IVs. You can't do that for allies. Unless you're going like Sherman dozers.
You can't spam Cromwells?
Okay, yeah, you're right. Never mind. It's more effective as an Ost here. Oh! Was that 120 plus the T-70 just instantly killed the MG42? Wow, that was...
Oh,
Why are...
looking over there. Yeah,
Pallie, why aren't you just recrewing the MG40? That's an MG42. Recrew it, dude. Why are you destroying it with your T-70? It's so... This is so sad. Look at us. Just take the
I
MG.
see it, and I am sad.
Yeah. That's a free MG.
Why wouldn't you want a 6 model MG42?
He thinks the Maxim's better or something. Die-hard Soviet man.
I swear, if someone ever says the Maxim's better, I'm gonna question their sanity.
A Maxim versus a MG42, both behind green cover. The Maxim wins, even with 4 models. So Maxim's obviously better.
Yeah, but MG has so much better suppression.
Yeah, Maxim has suppression resistance for whatever reason, which is why it wins those fights.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Why does it have suppression resistance? What?
It's not that it has suppression resistance. It's that its stats, unlike everyone else when they're suppressed, aren't as bad. Like the reduction is less.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
a
not sure if
fair
it's the only unit in the game like that, but it's one of the few, if not the only one like that. It's so bizarre.
I think also what's been happening is Pallie is very much punishing Kritz with mines and
Yes.
tripwire flares as well.
He's playing like a normal Soviet player. You plant mines everywhere because what else are you going to spend munitions on? Especially with the commander choice he has. He doesn't need to
Yeah,
spend...
pretty much.
Mark target's only 80 munitions. It's not like other commanders where you need 200.
Repairing vehicles is only 35. Dang, that's cheap.
And these mines are just bleeding crits. Oh, he catches out these 2 squads if he gets a good connection. He doesn't... Oh, he gets another... He almost wipes that combat engineer. 120 is scary. Oh, misses. Zis sets up. He doesn't rotate to deal with it in time. Zis is going to connect. He's now going to go for the snare. Kritz taking some interesting pathfinding there. Zis gun's going to get another connection. AT gun kind of... Our Panzer IV dangerously low here. If the T-34 instantly goes for it, I think it's in trouble unless his double pat guns are set up properly, and it doesn't look like they are. And there's cons on the flank here. Kritz is in a lot of trouble. Gren's possibly going to go down here. Gren's down to 1 model. T-70 not interested in chasing. It looks like it'll get out. But there's cons on the flank here, so they could still wipe it. Mortar's going to go down here.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, there it is. Mortar could go. Mortar goes down.
Oh, there's a T-34.
Pallie forgets to switch. Yeah, if he pushes that in. Kritz is... No, I think it's 1.5. Yeah, it's 2 shots. No, that's fine. Wow,
So
Kritz
many
getting
low
very
crit
lucky.
levels.
Not losing any of his Grens, but he does lose 2 team
No,
weapons.
I believe he lost 1.
I don't think he had 5 Gren squads.
Or he lost something.
Yeah, he lost 2 team weapons. He lost a pack gun and a mortar.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again, if he can recruit them, the least...
No, pack guns get shot at.
Yeah, the pack gun's going to go down. I was going to say, it's the least worst timeline, which is probably the worst way to English that, but it's okay. the least worst timeline because you can always recrew team weapons, assuming they don't get destroyed. Case in point.
Boom. There goes the pack gun.
Yes. But like if you lose a squad of Grens, you can't replace that. It's a lot more expensive to replace that than recrewing a team weapon.
Yeah.
But none of these Grens even have their LMGs. Kritz still hasn't picked a commander despite being 20 minutes into the game. And having 10 CP. Which, unless he's planning on going Tiger Ace or Storm Doctrine, the 12 CPs. Like, he should have picked a commander by now. Pack gun's gonna connect on the T-70.
Pack gun shoots the wall. And here comes the conscripts.
Yes. Looks like they're gonna force back the team weapons here. Gren's getting dangerously low here. Ren's gonna go down. Panzer IV is gonna run. It somehow doesn't get stuck on the pack. That's pretty lucky. An Ura, for some odd reason.
That's not luck, that's skill.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Kritz is yet again base locked. I mean, part of
making an MG42.
he needs something. Oh, he lost Gren somewhere. All right, I remember. I called out losing
Yeah, he
Grens.
just did recently, yeah.
I have the memory of a goldfish, apparently.
Yeah. You worry for you sometimes.
Shut the fuck up. All right, T-3485 misses. The Panzer IV manages to connect, but oh, the Zis gun's in position. This Panzer IV is in danger. A bounce.
T-34 is snared.
Yeah. Paulie's still floating plenty of munitions. Kritz still not picking a commander.
Pallie honestly could just not even have the engineers repair that and just do the vehicle self-repair.
Yeah, but that's a waste of munitions. It's not like the combat engineers were doing anything anyways.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, well, if he had repaired where he was with vehicle crews, it would have been stuck and he would have taken so much damage from that pack gun for no reason.
Oh, well, yeah.
But it would have been worth it, right, to be caddy and build for
Pallie.
Paulie.
You back up on it. You
No.
and do self-repair.
You drive up to where Kritz's base, and then you just vehicle crew repair to BM. T-70 dangerously low. Oh, 120 gets a decent hit, plus the Zis barrage. This pack gun might be decrewed, losing that too.
Maybe not.
No, these cons are gonna get it. Yep, it goes down.
There it is.
The guy was moonwalking for a bit.
Because he's a cool dude.
Yes. Kritz still 2 minutes out from another Panzer IV.
The AT gun is going to go down.
Yes.
Kritz has no AT.
Yeah, I think that's the game. He's the Panzer IV, but that's not going to be enough. He decides to lock in strategic reserves and goes Assault Grens.
So confused. What?
Which is perhaps the worst choice you could make at this timeline.
Yeah.
Assault Grens are have really poor scaling.
I think the
into
best
like
choice is to make another pack gun.
Well, what happened to all those munitions?
Is he upgrading on the rifle grenade? He did.
Oh, it's rifle grenades. He's rifle-nading everywhere. Yeah, and that's going to cost him because rifle nades are not very effective against Soviets, especially once they get 7-man. Because even with all the clumping, there's so many models, there's no way you're going to knock them all out.
We got a marked vehicle.
Yeah, that's a very in trouble Panzer IV. Yeah, that's a dead Panzer IV. And down goes the Panzer IV.
Kritz has nothing.
And Kritz throws in the towel. Game 2 also goes to Pallie. Well done. And
Pallie wins too.
yes. Thank you everyone
Well
for
done.
watching. And we're gonna call the stream here. I have casted my 2 games. I am happy. Winks got to join in for the second set of games.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see anything too crazy, unfortunately, but there's only one type of games I want to cast, which is meme games, basically.
Fortifications with OKW.
No, we had someone go in the upper bracket who went Firestorm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then we're going MP40 Volks. So they were playing like a coward though. So it was like, oh yes, this is what I want to see, and then they just played like cowards and didn't actually use it for anything. Oh, Maury's here. Hi, Maury. What's up?